In this video, we go over what makes a champion a support, how to be a good support, and how supports can convert their early game into mid and late game victories. So, what makes a champion a good support? Well, supports usually fall into one of three roles: a tank, an enchanter, or a bully. Tank supports will have large amounts of CC which they can use to engage, and even with far less gold than your average tank, they will still be tanky enough to get off all their CC in a teamfight. Next, enchanters bring utility to keep their carries alive. They have abilities to shield, heal, and importantly disengage fights they don't want to be in, allowing the support and their carry to be pickier in fights they want to take. Finally, we have the bullies. These are champions that want to kill the opposition to get ahead in lane. These champions tend to bring far less engage or disengage, but are able to bring large amounts of damage while still on low income without many items. During the laning phase, there are three main aspects to focus on. Firstly, trading. This is understanding that most fights that either side start means losing some health and dealing some damage. Understanding how to take good trades where you deal more damage than you take is important. To know if a trade is good or not, you need to consider attack range, spells, cooldowns, minions, and if their spells will hit through minions. This will of course change depending on each matchup and each scenario, but windows to look out for are if your opponent uses their spells on minions or simply miss their spells, if your opponents are low on mana, or if you have a minion advantage. In addition, as a support, you are also in the lane with a bot laner. This means when considering trading, you need to make sure your carry's also in range so they can trade, and there's also double the opponents to keep track of. This can make trading far riskier as there's two lots of cooldowns coming towards one of you, but of course that works both ways, so you also have two lots of cooldowns to go towards one of their champions. Understanding your matchup with what you do, your ally does, and what your opponents can do to you is all crucial in deciding if a trade is good or not. Your second focus will be on warding to keep you and your carry safe. Junglers love ganking a bot lane. This is because twice the potential money for them, and setting two champions back rather than just one is incredibly efficient. In addition, you're also on the bottom side of the map, which is where the dragon is. So killing a bot lane or simply chasing them out of lane means pretty easy and guaranteed dragons. But thankfully, as a support, you have tons of ward to protect yourself and your carry with. On the blue side, you always want a control ward in your tri-brush. Following this, make sure you have a normal ward in either the river brush, the area between dragon pit and their jungle entrance, or over the wall in this area. And a good place for your second control ward is either in your other bot side jungle entrance, in the river brush if you can defend it, or in their jungle entrance in this brush if you want to be cheeky. On the red side, it's often a good idea to have control ward in your jungle entrance, and then the second control ward can go in the river brush if you can defend it, and then you want normal wards in their tri-brush, and then either in the river brush or the area between dragon and your jungle entrance. The final aspect to focus on is roaming. As a support, you do not always need to be in lane. If the enemy isn't there, or the wave is crashing into your turret, often the best thing to do is to let your carry have the solo experience, and this frees up time for you to influence other parts of the map. Where you often don't bring large amounts of damage, the utility and CC you provide when ganking a mid laner or invading with your jungler is often enough to secure kills. Entering the mid game, you're looking to take the bot tower with your carry and then roam with them mid. This places the two of you in the center of the map, which allows for fast rotations to objectives or any fights looking like they might start. From here, you either want to set up aggressive wards in their jungle entrances so you can see isolated champions to pick off and convert into objectives, or set up defensive wards so your team can farm safely and siege towers. Also, before an objective comes up, make sure you've got wards in their jungle entrances and all their visions swept out.